Having a good dropshipping product without a proper advertising strategy is pretty pointless. Therefore, in this video, I'll be showing you guys my exact step-by-step Facebook ads launch strategy in which you can utilize to test and launch products and of course, maximize your return. What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Yash. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, then welcome to it. Advertising on Facebook can definitely be a daunting task, especially if you're on a thin budget. Trust me, I've been there. And since we're in the middle of Q4, guys, we definitely want to ensure that we're properly testing and launching our dropshipping products. And this is a no-brainer, right? We want to go ahead and absolutely maximize that return for your ads. In fact, this is the exact strategy that got me results like this on day one of launching a product. This is the most updated strategy, so it is very effective, and like you saw, this is exactly how I go ahead and launch my own dropshipping products. So if you're someone who's been struggling with Facebook ads, having the proper strategy, really don't know where to start, this video is exactly for you. So make sure you guys do watch throughout the entire video. And with that being said, ladies and gents, make sure you guys do drop a like on this video, and while you're at it, make sure you guys are also subscribed to the channel with that post notification bell turned on so you guys are updated with all recent and new videos. Without any further ado, here's my exact Facebook ads launch strategy. Finally! So the product that we're going to move forward with is this self-tightening measuring tape. How I went ahead and found this product is through my exact product research and validation strategy that I've shared before here on the channel. If you do want to see that video, ladies and gents, click on that video right there on the top right and it should take you to it. But anyway, this product exactly does what it says it does. You know, it's a self-tightening measuring tape. It's great for people who go ahead and sew, who go ahead and have to take different measurements. Again, like I said, for sewing, for working out, for different clothes, for weight loss, just different things in general. I think it's pretty great. It's a convenience product, it's a problem-solving product, and it is mass targetable and mass approachable as well. I think there's a lot of different angles that you can go ahead and take with this product. So yeah, with that being said, this is the product that we are going to be utilizing and moving forward with, and of course setting up on Facebook ads. Before we do move forward into the ad side of things, one thing that is really important, especially with the whole iOS 14 updates and all, for you guys to do is go over to the menu and go over to the events manager. After that, go ahead and click your pixel. Make sure it is the right pixel. Just for the purpose of this video, this is only a test ad account, so I'm not actually using a legitimate pixel or anything like that. You want to go ahead and make sure this automatic advanced matching is on, and also all of these are on as well. And last but not least, you also want to make sure that the track events automatically without code is on, and make sure the setup through a partner integration is connected to Shopify as a partner as well. This will go ahead and ensure that the ad account is maximizing the chances of recording your metrics and events and whatnot. Like I said, this will go ahead and ensure that the ad account is maximizing the chances of collecting and recording the metrics and the data. If you have been out of the loop for the past few months, that's totally okay. But to break it down short, basically Apple has incorporated iOS 14 now, and because of that, there's limited tracking based on certain geographic locations and devices, and based on if people are opting in or not. So just having these certain backend systems in place within the events manager will go ahead and really make sure that you're maximizing the chances of recording these events and different metrics on the ad account, so you can make guided and gauged decisions based off of that. So once we have done that, we want to go over here to create. We're going to go ahead and select a conversion campaign. I always like being super organized and super neat within my ads manager. So let's go ahead and put the date of this specific product launch, right? So 10/10, which is October 10th. This is the first product hypothetically that we're going to go ahead and test on this ad account. I'll go ahead and I'll put the name of the product. As long as you put the title and you remember it, that's all that really matters. Next, we're going to put cold test 1 because this is the first cold test of this product. And then we are going to utilize campaign budget optimization, otherwise known as CBO, where the optimization and the spending of the budget happens at the campaign level instead of the ad set level. Once we do have that, we are going to go ahead and click continue. Come down here, leave everything else the same: buying type, option, campaign objective, conversions, campaign spending limit, really nothing. A/B test, we're going to skip that. And then where it says CBO or campaign budget optimization, daily budget, let's do $100 a day. So there's no really right or wrong budget, but at least with CBO, I do recommend spending $75 or $85 a day at the bare minimum. The only difference is the more you're spending, the faster you're going to go ahead and collect your data and potentially outbid other advertisers out there as well. But since we are talking about Q4, I do recommend spending $100 per day, where it says campaign bid strategy, lowest cost, ad scheduling, running ads at all times. And then we're going to go ahead and click on next. Ad set name, let's just leave that blank for now. The conversion event location website, because that is where we're driving traffic to, right? Pixel, go ahead and obviously select the right pixel. And then we're going to go ahead and optimize for purchase, because purchase is the end result that we want people to go through with and actually complete. Scrolling down where it says dynamic, creative, and offer, we're going to go ahead and skip that. I always like scheduling my ads at 12 a.m. of the day after. So your ads start at an even time, they optimize better, and they have an even amount of time to spend throughout the day as well. For example, if your ads are starting at a random time like 9 a.m., then guess what? You're missing a potential pool of customers, a potential pool of sales from 12 to 9 a.m. Those 9 hours are completely gone. So now those $100 are going to spend from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. instead of 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., that full 24 hours, if you get what I mean. There is no end date. We can go ahead and turn our campaign/ad sets off whenever we really want to. No ad set spend limits. The only thing that I do really recommend for ad set spend limits in general is that if you're selling a mid-ticket item over $40 in selling price, you can go ahead and have the daily minimum to $7 per ad set. So this basically means that each ad set will spend a minimum of $7, meaning it'll give each ad set a fair chance, because for mid-ticket items, your cost per purchase or cost per acquisition or cost per customer will be naturally a little bit higher. So you want to give each ad set a fair chance of spending. But in this case, this is a lower ticket item, probably selling anywhere from $10 to $20. So we aren't going to set a minimum ad spend limit per ad set. Again, that was just for your information and FYI. We're going to go ahead and go down to locations and put people living in this location. We only want to target residences or people residing in that specific location at that given time. We don't want to travel tourists or people in other countries for leisure, for business, so on and so forth. We are going to go ahead and target the big 5 countries or the tier 5 countries. These are the countries with the largest credit card spenders and online shoppers. So those include North America, which consists of the United States and Canada, of course, the United Kingdom for our third country, and then Australia, and last but not least, New Zealand. So these are our big 5 countries or tier 5 countries: US, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. For age, I usually like to keep it 18 to 65. For certain products like this one, this is something that more of a mature adult audience would go ahead and utilize. So I'll go ahead and put 21 to 65. For gender, unless it's very gender obvious, it's very gender biased like makeup or beauty products, go ahead and select a specific gender. But for something like this, it's pretty gender neutral if you go ahead and ask me. So with that being said, we are going to keep it on all and target both men and women. For detailed targeting, we want to go ahead and exclude the interest by AliExpress and dropshipping, right? This will result in better CPMs, and quite frankly, we don't want those people to, view our ads, right? It's pretty pointless. We're going to come back to the interest in just a little bit because that's the most important part. For languages, we want to do English all because we only want English speaking users to go ahead and view our ads, right? Our ad copy, our creative, our store will be in English. So it's really pointless to show our ads to other people who don't speak English. Where it says show more connections, leave it where it says all people, and then where it says placements, we want to do automatic placements. That is what's recommended, and quite frankly, that's what's best, especially now. Facebook wants them to do all the hard work. So their AI and their machine learning is actually super smart, so they will decide which placements are best for your product and your audience. Optimization for ad delivery, do conversions, no cost control, no attribution setting, just leave it at default. Either 7-day click or 7-day clicking or 1 day after viewing is fine. And then where it says when you get charged, leave that where it says impression. So pretty much all of this is just leaving it at default. Going back to the interest where it says detailed targeting, this is the actual interest of the product. So how I like to frame it in my mind is like this.
Pay attention, pay attention.
Who will be interested into X? X being the interest that will be also interested in buying or viewing or purchasing my product. So X can be a person, a place, a thing, a behavioral interest. It can really be anything. Go ahead and utilize Google. The audience insights tool is something that's not available on Facebook anymore. Otherwise, that was a great tool to utilize before. But like I said, utilize Google, utilize your logic, so go ahead and really dig deep. I like to go ahead and have a few interests that are pretty generic, pretty obvious. Then I like to have a few interests that are, more low key, something that people wouldn't really go ahead and think about because quite frankly, most dropshippers are pretty lazy, so they'll just think of the first or second interest that comes to their mind. So let's go ahead and actually put sewing, right? So sewing is a pretty good interest, 117 million in their audience size. And by the way, that detailed targeting expansion button, if you guys don't know, that is completely removed from Facebook now. Remember, it used to be right over here, right below the interest and above the languages, right in between. But again, like I was saying before, Facebook really wants them to do all the hard work and for you as a digital marketer to do less work, right? They want, for them to do all the carrying and to really go ahead and find your ideal audience. So that is gone, just an FYI if you guys did not know. So then we are going to come over to the ad set name and type in sewing because that is the name of our interest and that is how we keep track of our ad set names. After that, go ahead and click on next. So over here, make sure you have your Facebook page and your Instagram account selected, the right ones. If you do have this selected by default, just uncheck it. We do not want to do a dynamic ad. And then format either single image or video. So make sure you guys do click on that. And then if it does say Shopify product catalog, just click on this X and we should be good to go. So personally, I always like to go ahead and split test my creatives. I never have only one ad or one creative per ad set. I always have two. So for a product like this, we want to go ahead and have something like video 1, thumbnail 1, video 2, thumbnail 1, right? So two different videos, primarily with different scroll stoppers, and then just one thumbnail. You never want to put all our eggs and all our bets into one creative because sewing can reply or response, I would say, completely different to video 1 compared to video 2. Another ad set can favor one over the other. So we really don't know, and that is why we always want to make sure we're split testing. Now, if you're wondering where I get high converting quality creatives from, ladies and gents, I utilize Ecom Creations. I've been utilizing them for the past 3.5 years now. Super great at what they do, great turnaround time, great quality and deliverability when it comes to different types of ad creatives. So definitely utilize Ecom Creations, check them out. I'll be leaving a link in the description. If you do use my code YASH10 on every single order, you can certainly get 10% off. So with that being said, definitely check out Ecom Creations because your creative is super, super important. So with that being said, I'm going to title this video 1 thumbnail 1. I'm going to turn this preview on. Then I'm going to go ahead and just attach my video and the corresponding thumbnail very, very quickly. Awesome, so I went ahead and inputted the video along with the thumbnail. So this is what it exactly looks like. You can go ahead and view it while it plays on the right over there. And I also went ahead and actually inputted the ad copy, right? The primary text, the headline, and the description. So starting out on the description, I like to put something of urgency, trust, or scarcity, right? So I put 4,500 plus sold in the last 24 hours with 2 black star emojis. You can also put like limited time only, hurry up, only 450 pieces available. So you can really go ahead and get creative, but usually, again, like I said, I like to put something of urgency, scarcity, and or trust. For the headline, I like to put a direct statement that really relates to the product. So I put goodbye to measuring tapes. You can also put goodbye to traditional measuring tapes. Moving on to the primary text, I like to make sure my hook, which is the first sentence, the first letter of each word of the hook is capitalized, just like how it is in the headline and the description. The hook is very important, right? It goes ahead and reels people in, exactly what it sounds like a fishing hook. So it does accurately measure anything with this automatic telescopic tape measure. Emoji, I like to keep emojis to the bare minimum, maybe 3 or 4 or 5. I don't like to put too much where it's overdoing it, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're coming off as a branded store. Then it says measure various data, super portable. Grab yours at 50% off. You want a nice discounted price, especially for Q4. A strong call to action over here, in the headline or even in the description as we're moving down November and December. You can even put like winter sale or holiday sale or exclusive holiday sale. Again, get creative. You can even put it somewhere over here in the call to action. And then after that, I will put the link. I will go ahead and use bit.ly or tiny URL to go ahead and shorten my link. Overall, I like to keep my primary text not too long. Short, simple, and to the point always does it best. Like they say, less is more. After that, ladies and gents, we want to go ahead and input the second video. So that's super easy. All we're going to do is create or press on duplicate, number of copies, original campaign, all of that. And then we're going to go over here and put video 2, boom. And then all I'm going to do is switch out the video. So I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Awesome, so I went ahead and did that. This is the video, so you guys can see it is a little bit different. I'm gonna go ahead and input the thumbnail. So we're gonna go over here, manual, upload, it's already saved, continue, save, boom, we're there. Awesome, so now we have video 1, video 2. Since we duplicated everything from video 1, thumbnail 1 to video 2, thumbnail 1, the ad copy and everything else carried over. All we have to do was, again, re-upload the thumbnail after changing up the video. We're gonna press over here and click on publish draft items. Great, so this should say processing or in review. You can always go ahead and refresh it over here. And at the ad set level, it should say scheduled. After that, what we want to do is we want to duplicate this 6 more times, because in our CBO, guys, we want to have a total of how many? 7 ad sets. So we already have 1. Now we want to duplicate it 6 more times to have a total of 7. I usually like having 7. I think it's just a sweet spot. You don't want to have too many ad sets in your CBO either. So this is the original one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the new ones. So all we're going to do is go ahead and switch out the interest or swap out the interest, and we're going to go step by step. So let's click on the second one over here. Usually I like to go to suggestions or if something else pops up. So I think knitting is a really good one as well. So we're going to go ahead and change this to knitting. After that, let's click on suggestions. These are actually all really good, guys. Sometimes the suggestions are really good, especially if it's a very prominent type of activity or product or something like that. Let's also go to sewing machine, right? So we're gonna click on that, take out the original one, which was sewing, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. So it's just rinsing and repeating, guys. It's super easy. Don't overthink it too much. Embroidery is also pretty relevant if you ask me. And then next one, we're almost there. We have 3 more, including this one. We can do fashion design, right? A lot of fashion designers and stuff like that are taking measurements of garments and clothing and different apparel and whatnot. So that is pretty cool as well. Crocheting, handicraft. Yeah, I think we can do crochet. I think that's pretty relevant too, right? And then we can also do let's do maybe like fitness, people want to measure their waist and their arms and stuff like that. Let's do physical fitness. I like that one. I think, again, because of the nature of this product, like most people who are into sewing and knitting and stuff like that would buy it, but we can definitely include 1 or 2 ad sets when it comes to physical fitness and wellness and stuff like that in terms of what to utilize the product for at least. So we're gonna go ahead and publish draft items. So in total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ad sets within this campaign. I'm just gonna go ahead and let that publish. Again, sometimes it might glitch where it's only showing 1. In that case, can come over here and just reset the ads manager. Super simple, super easy, right? It's just getting yourself familiar and known in the ads manager. I myself have been doing this for about 4 years now, so it's almost like second nature, but we're gonna go ahead and have 14 ads, right? 2 per ad set, and we have 7 ad sets in total. So yeah, we have 14, ladies and gents. That is how you go ahead and successfully set up your CBO campaign for your product test.
We ain't doing it.
Now, there is one more strategy that I like to go ahead and launch simultaneously with this CBO campaign, and this falls true for most products that are more broad and mass targetable and mass approachable. So for most products, this does go ahead and apply. So what I like to do is I will copy the name of this campaign. I will go to the ad set level and I will select any ad set. It can be any of the 7. I'll duplicate it into a new campaign, and everything about this new campaign will be same except the fact that it is going to be an ABO campaign, ad set budget optimization, and we are going to have 3 ad sets within that ABO campaign. So we're going to duplicate that 3 times so everything else simply just carries over and we don't have to do anything else from scratch. So we're going to go ahead and press on duplicate. After we do that, we're going to see this error message. That's totally fine. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Your boy got you.
I got you, homie.
You're going to come here and click on landing page views and back to conversions. Boom. Voila, all errors have been resolved. So with this strategy, this is the open no targeting strategy, and each ad set can be really up to you in terms of what budget. I like to do $10 a day. So now this will apply to all 3 ad sets, right? Right now we're selecting all 3 ad sets. What we're also gonna do is do US only, right? So we're gonna go ahead and remove the other 4 countries. Bye-bye, we don't need them, right? And then we're also going to get rid of the interest. All we're going to do is have it narrowed by AliExpress and dropshipping, but this is why this is the open no interest, targeting strategy or method, whatever you'd really like to call it. So I'll go over here and do open no targeting 1 US. So every ad set, guys, is the same. If you haven't realized just yet, this will be 2, but each ad set will pool to a different pool of audience or audiences, right? That's the main purpose of this whole thing. So let's go ahead and publish this. So now you'll see that we have 2 different campaigns, the CBO and the ABO, right? The CBO is what we published first, the ABO is what we just did, and we have 3 ad sets, all at $10, and they're all the same, open no targeting 1, 2, and 3, and we should have 2, 4, 6 ads or 6 creatives in total, as you guys can see. So both methods can work really well, and all you really need to scale is at least 2 ad sets in one campaign to work really well consistently. And then last but not least, I also want to make sure you guys have the right column set up. So go ahead and go to customize. We're going to go ahead and click on click, CPC, and CTR. We're also going to click on ROAS, purchase, right? The total amount of purchases and the value. Let's say you got 15 purchases or 15 sales. They add up to $800 in sales, for example, right? That would be probably a mid to high ticket item, but that is what value is for. Add to cart, add payment info, also the cost per add to cart and the cost per add payment info. And then same thing with checkouts initiated, how many and the cost, right? That is very important. So all of this looks pretty good. You can really go ahead and move it around in terms of how you want it. Again, that's just personal preference in terms of what's easier for you to read on the eyes. Save as preset. You can type in e-com or whatever you really want, and then click on apply. And here you have all your important columns to go ahead and make decisions off of. So there you go. Now, really quick, I want to talk about the metrics and what to go ahead and really look for after your ads are live, they're published, right? So in terms of metrics, 3 different metrics are very important. Those include CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. How much does it cost for your ad to get 1,000 views or 1,000 impressions per se? CPC, also known as cost per click, and CTR, click-through rate. So when it comes to CPM, that is the most hardest metric to control in my opinion, but usually we want a CPM between $15 to $30. Some might say that $20 to $30 may be on the higher side. I do agree, but it is Q4, ladies and gents. The competition is more and the bidding wars are naturally higher. So 15 to 30 bucks is usually what we want to aim for. Next, we have CPC, or cost per click. We want this below $1 for sure. Sometimes if it is a little bit higher than $1, just go ahead and change out the interest, swap it out. Sometimes having an audience that is not as relevant will get you a more expensive cost per click. And last but not least, CTR, or click-through rate. This is more contingent on your ad copy and or your creative. But for cold audiences, we want this at least 2 to 4%. For warmer and hotter audiences, which I'm not even going to get into right now, we want that usually between 3 to 5%. But about 2 to 4% is just right. If it is lower, there's probably something wrong or some missing leak within your creative or your ad copy, or even both. Or you can say that the audience isn't really that interested in your product. That's not really the market wants at the current given time. So now your ads are running, like I said, and at the 24-hour mark, ladies and gents, you want to go ahead and do the following. Turn off any ad sets with a cost per click of above $1, unless it does have a sale or purchase. In the rare case, these type of ad sets that have a cost per click of above $1 will have a sale or two. In that case, leave it on for now. That's completely fine. But all other ad sets with the cost per click of above $1, go ahead and turn those off. Next, we also want to go ahead and kill a product if it only has 0 or 1 sale after like 18 to 24 hours. Chances are something is not really right. In that case, you want to go ahead and reverse engineer and make sure there's no missing leaks in the description, in the offer, in the pricing, in the targeting, in the creative, in the ad copy. Go ahead and just really go ahead and make sure. And otherwise, again, that's just something that the audience just does not want at the current given time. So in that case, just kill the product. Don't be emotionally attached to the product. That is absolutely the worst thing you can go ahead and do. And you're going to waste up a ton of money. At the 36-hour mark, this is when if you do see some potential, you would obviously let it run that past 24-hour mark. Again, you want to kill the product by this 36-hour mark if it's not breaking even. If it's breaking even at least, then go ahead and obviously let it run till the 48-hour mark. But if it is not breaking even by this 36-hour mark, by the day and a half mark, ladies and gents, I repeat, kill that product. And how you go ahead and really go ahead and gauge this is by your BEP, or your break-even point ROAS, which is what you want to know for every single product before you go ahead and launch it. Ideally, you want your break-even point ROAS to be below a 1.9 in terms of being profitable without struggling too much. So let me give y'all a quick example on how to calculate break-even point ROAS for any product. So let's say your product price, the total cost per unit shipped of a specific product, which is the product cost and the shipping cost in total, right? As I said, shipped is $12.50. You're selling it on your store for $34.95, $34.95, which is about, a 3x markup, which is pretty good, right? Typically, you want a 2.5 to 3x markup minimum. So our profit is the selling price, minus the total cost per unit shipped. That's $34.95 minus $12.50, $22.45. That's basically our profit, right? Break-even point ROAS is calculated based on the selling price divided by the profit amount. So that's $34.95 divided by $22 $2.45, which gives us on a break-even point ROAS of 1.56, which means an ad set needs a ROAS of at least 1.56 to break even. If it's anything above a 1.56, you're in the profits or you're in the green. If you're anything below a 1.56, you are in the red, otherwise known as being negative. So definitely make sure you are calculating this before any product launch. It is super imperative to know and make proper guided gauge decisions like I had mentioned earlier, because ROAS arguably is one of the most important metrics, right? How much money are you putting in and how much money is Facebook spitting back out at you? And there you guys have it. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Make sure you guys actually implement this strategy throughout your Q4 testing process and even onwards. This is the most updated strategy, so it is very effective, and it's also how I exactly go ahead and launch my products. As always, if you guys do have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, then feel free to drop them in the comments down below, because I do reply to each and every single one of them. Furthermore, guys, feel free to check out all the links and resources in the description down below, as they can and will be very helpful for your Shopify dropshipping business. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I do really appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys keep working hard, and more importantly, continue staying awesome. Until the next one, it's your boy Yash, and I'm out. Peace.